Hi, my name is Chantal Blancas, and today my group and I will be discussing the points as to why we are pro-abortion. To begin, I'll be talking about our rights, basing it under the International Human Rights Law, where the state is bound to respect everyone's right to life, health, and the right to be free from violence, discrimination, and inhumane torture. As stated, women have the right to non-discrimination. Any law that restricts abortion has the effect and purpose of preventing women to exercise this right. A law denying abortion has the discriminatory purpose of saying women cannot make decisions for themselves when it concerns their body and lives. This is not true. According to the Guttmacher Institute, the abortion rate is 37 per 1,000 people in countries that prohibit abortion or allow it to save a woman's life. This shows women will do or make whatever decision they want regardless of what the law says. Criminalizing abortion restrains women from equal enjoyment and access to the right to health. Abortion may be necessary to prevent women from suffering from maternity-related injuries, including mortality that is not experienced by men. Pregnancy-associated mortality rate from women who delivered live neonates was 8.8 deaths per 1,000 live births. For abortion, it was 0.6 deaths per 100,000 abortions. When mentioning the rights of fetus and embryos don't have rights prior to viability threshold. Prior to a viability threshold. Women's personal rights are fought against legitimate government interests who argue to protect the life of a fetus. Philosophies of natural right would hold fetus to have rights when it comes to them being self-aware, also known as having personhood. Personhood is understood to start by the fetus being 22 to 24 weeks, the earliest point of viability, when it has the chance of survival on its own. The next point will be discussed by my friend Drew Howard.
When someone thinks about an abortion, one instantly thinks that the woman intentionally got pregnant and then changed her mind and just got an abortion. This is not the case for some women. Some pregnancies could have been a result of sexual assault or the ignorance of safe-sex practices. In 2014, an estimated 14,600 women in the U.S. had an abortion for their unplanned pregnancy. In comparison to all the unintended pregnancies that occurred in the U.S., this number is very small. The reason some of these women get an abortion can either be their age or their underscored understanding of parenthood. Bringing a baby into someone's life unexpectedly will be hard and expensive, which is hard for some people to understand. To help understand what it is like to have an unplanned pregnancy, put yourself in their shoes. Imagine you are a teenage girl in high school, and you have your life ahead of you, planned out, from your career to your college and your life after college. Then you get sexually assaulted. You never wanted to be assaulted, and you weren't planning on having a child while going to school. Your life will now be dedicated to raising a child if you did not have the option of abortion. Abortion is a chance to get back to your future and for it not to be disrupted by raising a child.
Finance and abortion. Abortion is a viable option for women who financially struggle with their lives. One of the main reasons women choose an abortion is because they cannot afford to raise and support a child. About 42% of women who receive an abortion are below the poverty level, and even then, women who are denied an abortion have a high chance that they will end up relying on unemployment benefits and government funding. The cost of delivering a baby in the US can average out to be more than $3,000 just for the delivery, not including any extra fees such as the baby being sick or having any abnormalities. So, from a financial standpoint, the safest option for a woman is to receive an abortion. Most women who receive an abortion are still in college and don't have a stable job. If the abortion is denied, the child will most likely live a life that struggles financially and will struggle in the future with college and educational studies. Because of these reasons, it is more safer for a woman to receive an abortion rather than struggle with financial problems that will cause problems for her and her child.
In this portion of the PowerPoint, I'll be discussing abortion versus miscarriage. First of all, the psychological effects that impact the patients who have had miscarriage are more powerful and effective than those who have abortions. Signs of depression, self-grief, and guilt are more stressful in the long term for miscarriages than abortions. Patients who had abortions reported more significantly the avoidance of thoughts and feelings related to the event. An abortion is more like an answer to the losing of a pregnancy, while miscarriage is absolute total loss of the pregnancy. An abortion is considered right if the patient is later on going to have a miscarriage and the baby is going to die right after birth. An abortion could also be a life-saving scenario for the mother as well, since most miscarriages can lead to the death of the mother. The patients can choose to take a medical abortion by either a licensed medical provider or the FDA-approved pills on your own.
Since unwanted babies are not expected in the life of the mother, frustration and hate usually go towards the baby. Violence and pain may be the future of the baby, and he or she might grow up in the life of trauma. This cannot be permitted by abortion. Abortion prevents pains and nausea that usually occur in a woman's life when she's pregnant, the full 9 months, as soon as the fetus starts growing. When done by a professional, it lowers the risk of a mother's death by an unsafe abortion, and usually it lowers it by 0.01% rather than her doing it illegally, and this makes the risk go higher.
Rape can lead both to difficulties and negative consequences for the mother and for the resulting child during and after pregnancy. The World Health Organization considers pregnancy to be a higher risk at such a young age. Pregnancies of the child are extremely hazardous for the health of the pregnant girl and can result in complications or even death. Sexual violence can have many consequences for survivors, including body perception and controls. Teens younger than 15 are particularly vulnerable to anemia or low blood iron and high blood pressure associated with pregnancy. Approximately 40% of the pregnant women develop anemia, and the condition occurs in higher rates in pregnant adolescents because of the insufficient amount of healthy caloric intake needed during pregnancy, as well as the increased iron requirements associated with the expansion of the red cell mass during adolescence.
Accessibility to abortion. Accessibility to abortion can be easily found in all areas of the United States. Abortion has become common in the United States. 1 in every 4 women in the US will ultimately have an abortion by the age of 45. Since now abortion has become normal, abortions can be found anywhere. Access is protected by the Constitution, supported by a large number of Americans, and is legal.